Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 13th Space Warning Squadron Change of Command live stream. We'll be getting started shortly in approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So, welcome, guests. Looking forward to today's big day, and sit tight. Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting the live stream of the Change of Command at 10:30 sharp. So be there, be square. Thank you for coming, and sit tight. Glad to have you. Good morning, everyone. We'll be starting shortly. Thank you for coming.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is about to begin. Please find your seats. We ask that all electronic devices be silenced for the duration of the ceremony. During today's ceremony, it will be appropriate to stand on several occasions, beginning with the arrival of the official party. During the national anthem, military members should stand at attention, while our civilian guests are invited to place their right hand over their heart. Thank you. Good morning. I'm Staff Sergeant Lakin Quinn, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's Change of Command ceremony, where Lieutenant Colonel John S. Burton will relinquish command of the 13th Space Warning Squadron to Lieutenant Colonel David S. Kim. Officiating today's ceremony is the Commander of Mission Delta 4, Colonel Ernest R. Schmidt. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, posting of the colors, and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem and our invocation.
Post the colors. Come! Attention! Height! Forward! Hard! Forward! Hard! Reset! Arms!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Arms. Let us pray. Almighty God, we gather before you this morning in gratitude and reverence, marking this moment of transition and leadership as we witness the change of command from Lieutenant Colonel John Burton to Lieutenant Colonel David Kim. We are reminded that leadership is both a great responsibility and a sacred trust. We give thanks for Lieutenant Colonel Burton's steadfast service, for the wisdom, courage, and integrity with which he has led. Bless him as he moves forward to new chapters. May he carry with him the respect and admiration earned through duty well done. Lord, we ask you your continued blessings upon his wife Kelly, his 3 daughters, Audrey, Catherine, and Emma. Thank you for your love, for your support and sacrifice. We now entrust this command to Lieutenant Colonel Kim. Grant him strength, discernment, and humility as he takes on this mantle of leadership. May he lead with a vision, compassion, and dedication, upholding the highest ideals of service, unity, and sacrifice. Bless his parents, Peter and Tina, and his sister Christine and nephew Alexander. Bless this unit and all those under its charge. May their work be guided by honor and the mission by purpose. Keep them safe in all they do, and may their efforts serve the cause of peace, freedom, and justice. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Captain Varghese, Senior Airman Crowder, and Eielson Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We are pleased to welcome honored family and its distinguished guests in attendance. Please hold your applause until the end. Joining Lieutenant Colonel Burton are his wife Kelly Marie Burton, his daughters Audrey, Catherine, and Emma Burton, and other family members joining us virtually. Joining Lieutenant Colonel Kim are his parents Peter and Tina Kim, and sister Christine and nephew Alexander Sarmiento. We are also honored to have a number of distinguished guests. The Commander, 213th Space Warning Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Jody Schweikert, the Honorable Katie Grebe, Mayor, City of Anderson, the Honorable Cassie Eads, Vice Mayor, City of Anderson, the Honorable Chris Knoll, Mayor, City of Denali Borough, the Chief, Nenana Native Association, Donald Charlie. We also welcome all distinguished guests joining us virtually. We extend an additional welcome to all senior executives, commanders, chiefs, colleagues, airmen, and guardians joining us today, and to all joining us virtually. Please join me in a round of applause for all of our guests. Please welcome our presiding official, Colonel Schmidt.
All right, before I get started, everyone please join in a round of applause for Senior Airman Crowder. That was awesome. So, I got chills. Like it was. I love the intensity. So thank you for that. All right. Good morning, everyone. What a great day to be at Clear, right? The fires are away, right? So it's going to be good. Unless you're going to Fairbanks and you might get stuck in a line, but I couldn't have it any other way being in Alaska. So thanks everyone for being here. Good morning, all distinguished guests, commanders, senior enlisted leaders, Mission Delta 4 teammates, Air National Guard teammates. I could go on and on and on about all the team here as part of Team Clear. But again, welcome to the change of command, where we'll recognize Lieutenant Colonel John Burton for his 1 year, just short of 1 year, of accomplishments, and we welcome Lieutenant Colonel David Kim as the incoming commander. Lieutenant Stokes, wherever you are, thank you for putting this thing together. I know it's a lot of work, and it was definitely run professionally, and I appreciate your efforts and all your team that helped support you. So thank you. Let's see. To our distinguished guests, thank you for your presence, and we're honored to have you here today. Mission Delta 4, 13th Space Warning Squadron, and Team Clear are grateful for your support to the essential mission that takes place at this unit and at this installation. We hope that your leadership and vision continue to be major contributors to all their success. To our local leaders, mayors up in front, and Chief Charlie, thank you for being here today. As you know, you've been here probably a while, that the success of Team Clear would not be possible without your partnership, without you being here to help take care of our community, take care of our families, take care of our friends. And so we're really glad that Team Clear gets to be a full part of this community with your support. So thank you for being here. For our Alaska Air National Guard teammates, it goes without saying that your contributions have been and continue to be essential to executing this critical mission at Clear Space Force Station. Mission Delta 4 and the 13th Space Warning Squadron simply cannot execute the mission without you, and you know that. I'm really glad to have you here. The partnership we have with the Air National Guard has been phenomenal. And so thank you again for all of you who are here and who are contributing day to day for this mission. I didn't see if Colonel Griesbaum was able to make it, so okay. So if you're watching Colonel Griesbaum on the net, on the teams, thanks for your partnership with Mission Delta 4, particularly over the last 2 years. If those of you don't know, I'm leaving in a week from now, so I get to talk about 2 years of time instead of just one. But thanks, it's been a great partnership, and I appreciate all that you've done. Lieutenant Colonel Schweikert, you've been a great teammate here at Clear, and I know you and John have been equal partners, leading the collective team while solving complex problems on behalf of the nation. Thank you for your support. And to the men and women of the Alaska Air National Guard here at Team Clear, I want to personally thank you for what you do for all of the missions at this critical location. I'd also like to recognize all the families and friends that are here in attendance today, either in person or virtually. Thank you for your incredible support to your loved ones. They would not be here where they are without you cheering them on. I would also like to call out to Lieutenant Colonel Burton's family for their support throughout the last years, especially to his wife Kelly and his daughters Audrey, Catherine, and Emma. I can only imagine how difficult it was being separated from your husband and your dad over the past year. But I want to personally thank you for your sacrifice that allowed John/Dad to be the leader that Team Clear needed during this very busy and consequential year. And you'll hear a bit about what he's done in the next few minutes. Your encouragement and support to him has been key to his success during his time at 13th Space Warning Squadron, and you should all be very immensely proud of what he has done and how he has led his team over the past year. I know how much he appreciates you, and I'm excited that you will get to be back together again as you transition to DC. I'd also like to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Kim's family, who made the long trip up here to see him take command. He is joined by his parents, Peter and Tina, his sister, Christine, his brother-in-law didn't make it, so sorry. I know his brother-in-law would love to have been here, but couldn't make it. And of course, his nephew, Alexander. David will rely on you a lot throughout his command tour, through some of the good days and the inevitable bad ones. And I ask you to continue to support him the same way that you have done throughout his time in the service to his country. 13th Space Warning Squadron, actually 213/213 Space Warning Squadron, is a vital piece of the Mission Delta 4's global missile warning and tracking mission, responsible for multiple radars across Alaska. The unit is responsible for the operations and maintenance of the upgraded early warning radar, or UEWR, which is integrated into the US and Canadian missile warning architecture. providing early warning of ballistic missile threats against North America and to our national leaders. This mission is a crucial component of the U.S.'s strategic deterrence strategy by ensuring any missile launched at the U.S. is closely tracked so the U.S. and Canada have options to respond to the threat. 13th SWS is also responsible for the operations of the Cobra Dane Missile Defense Radar at Erickson Air Force Station on Shemya Island, Alaska. This system is an integral part of the ground-based mid-course defense system, which supports U.S. Northern Command's operations to intercept missiles targeting U.S. territory. Bottom line is 13th Space Warning Squadron is critical to the defense of North America, and without them, all of us would be at higher risk of attack. The secondary mission for both radars is to track thousands of objects in space, supporting the Space Domain Awareness mission of the U.S. Space Force and U.S. Space Command. Now, if you're not counting that this unit here, the collective unit supports at least 3-4 different commands, which is not a small thing. So there's a lot going on here that's critical to our nation's defense. This SDA mission is vital, protecting Department of Defense commercial and civilian satellites, in addition to human spaceflight operations, primarily operating in low Earth orbit. In addition to supporting both these radars, they're also supporting the fielding of the Long Range Discrimination Radar, or LRDR, which is projected to be operational at the end of 2025. LRDR, once operational, will be another critical component of the ground-based mid-course defense system, providing high-fidelity missile tracking data that will allow the GMD system to find, fix, track, target, and engage inbound missile threats, all while providing key contributions to the SDA mission. I don't know if there's any unit that has this many systems they're responsible for and this many missions they support, so it's amazing what they do up here. As the commander for 13th SWS over the past year, John has been responsible for all of the operational missions I just described, and he also served as a Clear Space Force Station commander. This past year has been quite eventful for Team Clear, marked by significant operational changes, delivery of new systems, installation concerns, leading people through the good and the bad. And to top it off, he didn't get to escape clear without the experience of an Alaska wildfire. So nice try. But although all of the challenges, through all the challenges, John has led his team with dedication to the unit's mission and his people, bringing out the very best of his members. As previously mentioned, Team Clear has sustained operations for 2 separate radars, ensuring personnel for both systems are trained and equipped to execute 24/7, 365 operations for missile warning, missile defense, and SDA. The unit has been essential to develop and fielding LRDR, ensuring the installation is properly equipped to meet the sustainment requirements of the system, which led to the success of a recent missile defense test over the Pacific. 13th SWS, in close coordination with their Air National Guard teammates, drove a tailor-made Space Force generation, or SPA for Gen model, that helped improve training and institutionalize the mission planning, execute, debrief cycle across the unit. He also took full responsibility for Cobra Dane during his time, ensuring appropriate oversight for operations and sustainment while solving complex problems that come with an ancient system, in close coordination with the Force Sustainment Squadron, 4STS, and the Pacific Regional Support Center, or PRSC, at Elmendorf. By the way, Colonel Savakowski, thanks for making the trip up here all the way from Elmendorf. I appreciate it. Like both of you, thanks for making the trip up here. As the installation commander for Clear Space Force Station, John again worked with our Air National Guard team to improve base defense, posturing the station for improved force protection while implementing change needed to defend a second Protection Level 1 asset. He has also led a variety of infrastructure projects totaling $74.9 million in base projects to prepare for their growth in the coming years. And this is a very popular site for cool little widgets, so there's more coming. Overall, John's time at Clear has been highly eventful and marked by a standard of excellence. He didn't shy away from tough decisions or defer his responsibilities to others. His bias for action and leadership are remarkable and have left Team Clear, Mission Delta IV, and the U.S. Space Force better off for it. I want to personally thank you for all that you've done, for all of your work here during your year, and for posturing the Delta for success in the long run. John will be leaving his time with 13th SWS to go work at the Pentagon in the Space Force's Partnerships Division, where he will help to forge strategic partnerships and improve the strength of our coalition force. This seems like the perfect job for him, considering his time at Clear required him to build partnerships and drive unity of effort across a highly diverse team to be successful. I know he will do great work there and have more opportunities at his next assignment, but he'll be missed by the members of Team Clear and the rest of Mission Delta IV. To John, thank you for your service to your unit, Team Clear, Mission Delta 4, and to your country. Congratulations on the job well done. With that, we welcome for the third time Lieutenant Colonel David Kim to 13 SWS, Team Clear, and the Mission Delta 4 team. David is coming to us from his previous role as a planner in the Joint Staff J8 and more recently as the Executive Officer for the J8 Director. He had a key role in synchronizing the development of requirements and cost options for Golden Dome, which for those of you who don't know, Clear is going to be a part of that, and to inform and advise the Vice Chairman, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, the Secretary of Defense, and the President. As the Executive Officer, he also has experience of taking care of his members, a role that is key to success as a commander. As we look to the future, we are excited to see Lieutenant Colonel Kim bring his experience and dedication to 13 SWS and to Clear Space Force Station. As this is his third time at Clear, I can tell you that he genuinely loves Alaska and the people of Team Clear, and he's passionate about leading all of Team Clear's missions and the installation. He has a proven track record of success, and I'm confident he will lead 13 SWS and Team Clear well over the next year. To members of Team Clear, as you welcome your new commander, I ask you to support Lieutenant Colonel Kim with the same commitment you have shown in the past, and continue to strive for excellence in your critical mission. Your continued growth, innovation, and unwavering dedication will undoubtedly contribute to the team's continued success and to the nation's security. Lieutenant Colonel Kim, I charge you to lead your team to the best of your ability because this is what the job of commander demands. You need to hit the ground running because there's so much going on that requires your direct leadership and engagement as you help to reshape our nation's defense. From the time I was here back in 2002 to today, Team Clear has been on the front lines of the missile warning, missile defense, and SDA missions, standing the watch in a remote environment to defend North America from strategic attack, and you must continue this legacy of excellence during your time here. Bring out the best in all your people, forge and maintain key relationships, and don't let anyone here lose sight of the importance of all of Team Clear's missions and how they contribute to it. It's an honor to serve beside each individual in this room. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. We have the watch.
Thank you, Colonel Schmidt. Lieutenant Colonel Burton, please join Colonel Schmidt on stage. Please stand as Colonel Schmidt presents the Meritorious Service Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Burton.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. The Meritorious Service Medal, 4th Oak Leaf Cluster, to Lieutenant Colonel John S. Burton for outstanding service, 18 July 2024 to 8 July 2025. Lieutenant Colonel John Burton distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 13th Space Warning Squadron, Mission Delta 4, Clear Space Force Station, Alaska. During this period, Colonel Burton led operations, mission support, and emergency services for 410 personnel, managing a base support contract of $3.5 billion in facilities, including 2 Protection Level 1 assets. His leadership enabled the execution of missile warning, tracking, and battle space awareness missions in support of 3 combatant commands. Moreover, Colonel Burton codified Clear's essential tasks, training requirements, and force structure to implement the service's first ever force generation model. Moreover, he initiated expansion efforts, augmenting the missile defense network, realigned the security posture, and coordinated the operational acceptance of the long-range discrimination radar. Finally, Colonel Burton directed emergency maintenance on the Cobra Dane radar and balanced testing, development, and the operations of 2 other missile defense radars. His efforts culminated in Mission Delta 4 earning the 2024 General James H. Doolittle Award. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Burton reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Space Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the Commander, 13th Space Warning Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Burton.
All right. Thank you all for being here today. This means a lot. I know that travel isn't easy at this time, and some of you have traveled a long way from Virginia, from Colorado, from Wyoming, or the long piloted fiery path down the Parks Highway. There are many in attendance virtually, and I'd like to recognize you. Thank you for attending and taking time out of your day just to sign on and be here or sign on to witness the ceremony. Many of which are my many brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, and my mom and my dad. Colonel Schmidt, thank you for being my commander. And for being here today. Your mentorship has always been spot on, exactly what I needed to hear whenever I requested. In counseling with you, I never felt that you ever prioritized any other commander or issue more than or above those of CLEAR. And now I have a sense that every other commander in Mission Delta 4 feels the same. Thank you. I'd like to recognize Colonel Griesbaum. He's not here today. He couldn't make it, but I wanted him to know that I valued it. I valued our partnership of the with the 168 over the past year. I've appreciated how he and his command team were always a phone call away. We're always welcoming, very easy to talk to as we work together to support Team CLEAR. I will always be an advocate of the incredible value that the Alaska National Guard brings to the mission. So I'm honored to have been a part of that partnership. I love seeing our mayoral partners here today. Mayor Chris Knoll, the deputy, from the Denali Borough, Mayor Laird Church. I know he was going to come. I know he couldn't make it today, but we visited the North Pole just the other day, and I was able to talk with him. Mayor Katie Grebe, thank you for being here today, and Deputy Mayor Cassie Eads from Anderson, and Chief Donald Charlie. Thank you for making the trip to be here today. Really appreciate it. It was great to have you here at the mayoral visit just a couple weeks ago. Our mission and our community cooperation is critical to our continued mission success. It's lovely to see Lieutenant Colonel Kim's family here. Welcome to CLEAR Space Force Station. Mr. and Mrs. Kim, Christine Sarmiento, and little Alexander. Mrs. Kim and I, we just found out that we're both from Arlington, Virginia. She went to a rival high school, Washington Lee. I just want to say, go Yorktown Patriots. Thank you for coming here. Now, my guests of honor here today are my beautiful wife, Kelly, and our daughters, Audrey, Catherine, and Emma. They have come here to Alaska all the way from Cheyenne, Wyoming, and 346 days ago, away from their husband and their dad. 2 days ago, we were able to schedule a special meeting with my boss, who I convinced them was Santa Claus, in the North Pole. Because of the high demand of Christmas presents over the past year, I needed to help Santa with the production. So for the past year, I have been working with Santa Claus at the North Pole. In all honesty, this year has not always been easy. A new school, it's phone calls, and long seasons away have taken their toll. So I want to publicly acknowledge Kelly and my girls for their sacrifice on behalf of everyone at Team CLEAR. So I have a few gifts for you. I'd also like to honor the hundreds of family members, yours, who are not here today. Members of contractors, DoD civilians, Alaska Air National Guardsmen and women who have seeing their mothers and fathers leave home for 4 or 5 or more days out of the week, every single month, in some cases for several years. I honor the spouses and family members who, for those days and weeks, parent alone until the weekend or the end of their shift, when our clear teammates can drive home an hour or 5 hours back home. It took me several months to learn how to spell ANG, or gain an honorary degree in National Guard authorities and lexicon. But it didn't take me long to have a special appreciation for incredible sacrifice our Alaska National Guard, DoD civilians, and contractors, local Alaskans, and teammates of ours, the sacrifice that they make every day and annually through Alaskan summer fires or 40 below winters in order to support this critical mission. Our extraordinary members of Team Clear operate and maintain the early warning radar, providing critical mission warning capability in the protection of North America. This past year, the total force members of the 13th SWS Warning Squadron and the 213th Space Warning Squadron coordinated to develop and implement a Space Force generation model fit to the Space Force and Air National Guard total force of Team Clear. Our total force team re-baselined key mission essential tasks, training tasks, and aligned to new training scenarios with our sister squadrons across Mission Delta IV. Our 13th Space Warning Squadron teammates in Anchorage, in coordination with the Pacific Regional Support Center, Master Sergeant Ball and Master Sergeant Jordan, restructured our support logistics and quality assurance program for the Cobra Dane radar at Erickson Air Station, aligned key functions to integrate our new support squadron within Mission Delta IV. To include the 3rd Missile Defense and Space Domain Awareness Radar in Alaska, the Long Range Discrimination Radar, Team Clear in support and in coordination with our mission partners at Lockheed Martin and Missile Defense Agency successfully executed the Missile Defense Flight Test, FTX-24 Alpha. These accomplishments, among others, that Team Clear rightfully takes credit for, represent key milestones in the generation, presentation, and sustainment of our combat-ready space forces and the delivery of state-of-the-art weapon systems. Now, what is more and should not be overlooked or undervalued in any way are the efforts of the hundreds of workers to continue to develop the new dorm project set for completion the next calendar year, or the 146 plus meals prepared on time every day over the past year, or the hundreds of rooms cleaned, assigned, and reassigned to prepare for the hundreds of visitors, distinguished visitors, or for key leader engagement, system development, site surveys, project designs, mission evaluations, environmental monitoring, and more, or dozens of fire and emergency services, mutual aid calls in and around the local community, or the valiant effort they made in an attempt to save a defender's life. The midnight hours served on call or on shift that allow us to sleep at night must never be overlooked. Lieutenant Colonel Flowers last year, during her farewell address, spoke of trust. It's described in the book that she left in the commander's office, The One Thing Powerful Enough, which the lack thereof can topple powerful organizations, or if developed and leveraged appropriately, can create unparalleled success. I believe I've discovered that what makes Team Clear so successful is this iterative annual process to bring in new people, new operators, and new commanders into an organization that already has seasoned wisdom and experience, who all share a common goal and immediately build within each other a sense of trust. The trust I felt on day one and up to this day is nearly overwhelming, and one I strive to honor every day. It's the kind of trust Lieutenant Colonel Kim is familiar with, having served here twice before, and a lottery win, no doubt, and I'm not sure we'll ever be matched again. And I look forward to the success that Lieutenant Colonel Kim and Team Clear will see over the next year. I'm incredibly honored to be able to say that in 2024 and 2025, I served Clear Space Force Station and Team Clear the very best of whom I will always call my friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Burton. At this time, we invite Colonel Schmidt and Lieutenant Colonel Kim to please join Lieutenant Colonel Burton at center stage. We will now proceed with the change of command. The ceremony you are about to witness is one of the oldest military ceremonies dating back to medieval times. Throughout history, organizational flags have been developed with color arrangements and symbols unique to each military unit. To this flag and its commander, the soldiers of a unit would dedicate their loyalty and trust. During a change of command, the flag is passed to the individual assuming command. This time-honored tradition is accomplished in front of the unit so that all can witness the transfer of authority from the departing commander to the new commander. During the ceremony, all command authority and responsibility will be transferred to Lieutenant Colonel David S. Kim. Customarily, the transfer of command occurs when the organizational flag is surrendered from the incumbent commander to the presiding official. The organizational flag is then presented by the presiding official to the incoming commander. It is an open visual display meant to inform subordinates of the change of command, and it represents the transfer of unit loyalties from one commander to the next. Please stand for the publishing of the order.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Washington, D.C., Special Order G2511, dated 2 June 2025, under the provisions of Department of the Air Force Instruction 51509, Lieutenant Colonel David S. Kim assumes command of the 13th Space Warning Squadron from Lieutenant Colonel John S. Burton, effective 8 July 2025, signed Colonel Ernest R. Schmidt.
Sir,
Please be seated. It is my privilege to introduce the commander, 13th Space Warning Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Kim.
I am so blessed and honored to be here today. My heart overflows with an abundance of gratitude, and I've got a ton of people to thank in such a short amount of time. First and foremost, to my family, Mom, Dad, Christine, Alexander, who keeps interrupting. My brother-in-law, who couldn't make it last minute, thank you for being my bedrock, my foundation, my love and support. And thank you for making it all the way out here to the middle of Alaska that also happens to be on fire. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. To our generals, our admirals, our senior executives who may or may not have been able to dial in today, I know you're busy. Thank you for your constant leadership, your unrelenting amount of mentorship, and for bestowing and imparting your wisdom and guidance to us on a daily basis. To our Space Operations Command and Delta 4 leadership, I'm grateful for your trust and confidence that has led me to this opportunity. Team Clear will execute our mission, and we will be ready at all times. Thank you for fostering the kind of leadership that allows our team to thrive. I know some folks weren't able to make it out here, but I still want to show my appreciation to the leadership of the 354th and the 168th. The unwavering support and operational expertise that Team Clear receives from your airmen is nothing short of outstanding. We look forward to continued collaboration and coordination to further a shared commitment to the success of our missions. To our friends at the MDA, back when I was the DO at Clear, we worked like family to get LRDR across the line from a fielding perspective. That joint teamwork will carry on, and we will do what it takes to get the radar across the finish line from an operations acceptance perspective, together as one. To our local mayors and tribal leaders, I look forward to supporting our communities, excuse me, and serving the state of Alaska with you, which I consider, in my humble opinion, the greatest state within our nation, not only by strategic importance and location, but by sheer size, grandeur, and majesty. To Team Clear, for the third time, 3. You have welcomed me with open arms, quite literally. I look forward to leading you. I look forward to developing you both personally and professionally. And most importantly, in my book, I look forward to serving you. Last but not least, to Colonel John Burton. That I was going to forget about you. John, thank you for handing over an amazing team. And most importantly, excuse me, and most importantly, a culture and environment where people can thrive and grow. I have big shoes to fill, but rest assured that your legacy will carry on not only through me, but every single team member here at Clear. Let's all give John a big round of applause for his day. Thank you again, that's all I have.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Kim. The Airmen and Guardians of the United States Space Force and the 13th Space Warning Squadron are proud to have served with Lieutenant Colonel Burton and his family, and extend our best wishes and continued success as they depart. And we welcome Lieutenant Colonel Kim and his entire family to the extended 13th Space Warning Squadron family. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Space Force song and remain in place for departure of the official party and special guests. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Lieutenant Colonel Kim invites you to join him in the Polar Bar for a reception. Thank you for joining us and have a great Space Force Day.
To our wonderful guests, thank you for joining us for today's live stream. Have a great morning, and this concludes the Change of Command ceremony. Have a great and wonderful